Hello, grade 10 students. I hope you all are doing really well. I know that this is challenging times, and I really appreciate all of you doing some work and trying to get some routine into your life. And, uh, you know, some people have been sending me some fantastic work, so I really appreciate that. Thanks. And if you haven't started to send in work, it's never too late. So, what I thought I would do is just review a little bit about what I've been asking you to do. So, you have actually started the biology unit on your own. I first of all sent a PowerPoint and gave you some work to do along with that PowerPoint. And then this week I've asked that you use some of the information that was given to us through the Ontario Learn. I really liked what they had put together. So, biology. What is biology? Well, biology is the study of all living things, right? Bio means life, ology means study. So, biology is the study of all living things. Biology is actually my favorite science. And when I went to school, that was what I got my degree in, biology. And then I actually did a master's in biology. And after that, I decided to become a teacher. So, biology. Well, what do we start with when we look at biology? The cell. And the cell is, as you hopefully have learned, the smallest unit of life. All living things are made up of cells. And in the PowerPoint, you also should have read about the cell theory. So, the cell theory tells us that all living things are made up of cells. Cells can only come from pre existing cells, and that cells are the basic unit of all structure and function of living things. So, with that said, I had asked you to look at the parts of a cell, which are called organelles, and you were to have filled in a little chart looking at all of the different organelles within a cell. So, a cell is kind of like a little factory. It has a number of little tiny parts called organelles, and those organelles work together so that the cell can function. And it's at that cellular level that all of the energy that we need to function is actually made. So all of our cells are very, very important. What we'll go on to see is that cells will then differentiate into different types of cells that help our body and to work and make multicellular organisms able to function even though we can grow into these large beings. So, for example, cell differentiation. So we start out, all of us start out, as you probably know. I'll make my little diagram here and show it to you. We all start out as one cell. And as we see here, my lovely diagrams, all of us start out when an egg cell and a sperm come together to make a zygote. And that zygote has one nucleus. Remember from your notes that you did that the nucleus is the part of the cell that is the control center of the cell. It houses the DNA of our cell. So what happens when the egg cell and the sperm cell unite is they create one full nucleus. And that's why you get genetic information, DNA, from both your mother and your father. So this zygote is just one single cell now. And I'm noticing that zygote is spelled the wrong way or in the wrong order there. Sorry, mirror image thing happening here. Anyway, the zygote is one cell. And what happens is that one tiny cell then becomes two, and that divides and it becomes four, and they divide and it goes 8 and 16 and so on until we have a big ball of cells. And that big ball of cells is called a blastocyst. And at that point, the cells start to differentiate. meaning that they turn into specialized cells. So in humans, some of those cells will become skin cells, some will become organ cells, things like your liver, your kidney, your spleen, your stomach, all the organs that make up your body. And the way that that differentiation happens is our DNA, which is in the nucleus of every single one of our cells, actually creates or allows for that differentiation. And to kind of put it really simply, what happens is parts of the DNA switch on while other parts switch off. So if certain genes in a cell are turned on, that cell may be programmed to become a heart cell. Whereas in another cell, some of the other genes are turned on while others are shut off, and that might become a stomach cell, and so on. Okay, so that is what cell differentiation is. So I am going to stop there because that's probably a lot of talking, and I'm going to just leave you with those thoughts and that little bit of review about cells. And then tomorrow I'll post another little video about cell division. And cell division, also known as mitosis, is hopefully what you've been working on the last few days. So what I had assigned was, again, some work that was from the eLearn community, and it had some really nice information and some really good videos, especially some of my favorite videos from YouTube called the Amoeba Sisters. So hope you are going over that and enjoying, as much as you can, enjoying learning about cells and mitosis, and I will post again in the next few days. And again, I hope all of you and your families are keeping safe and doing well. Take care, guys. Bye.